Jaden Daniels is a problem, man. Jaden Daniels is an absolute problem. And listen, the Chicago Bears are sick to their damn stomach that they didn't draft Jaden Daniels. And it's kind of crazy, man, because Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy. But yeah, I heard, oh, well, it was all because of Malik Neighbors and it was all because of Brian Thomas. And listen, they're both phenomenal talents, especially Malik Neighbors. But listen, Brian Thomas Jr. wasn't a 1,000-yard receiver. He wasn't a 1,000-yard receiver when Jaden Daniels got to LSU. He wasn't. No one, people, I had to hear all offseason, man, that people had to disregard Jaden Daniels because of the receivers and the offensive line that he had, and this man didn't get the credit. And this is a Heisman Trophy winner. He was too small. Wasn't really accurate. Didn't have a strong enough arm. Was frail. Didn't have, pretty much the receivers made him. Jaden Daniels didn't get any sort of respect at all. And I'm like, dude, what the hell, what are we talking about? What are we seeing? Are we not watching the same film? Are we not watching the all 22? Because I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I've seen a ton of development from Jaden Daniels when he was at Arizona State compared to when he's now at LSU. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Jaden Daniels, man, is showcasing exactly why he should have been the number 1 overall pick. Because can you imagine Jaden Daniels? And he doesn't have the greatest offensive line in the world with the Washington Commanders. But, excuse me. Can you imagine him throwing to Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore? Instead, you look at who he's throwing to in terms of his top weapon. Like, you traded away Jahan Dotson, who's a valuable asset. You got rid of Curtis Samuel. And your top weapon, again, is in my opinion, a top receiver if he can get some damn help, which he does now in Terry McLaurin and others in Terry McLaurin. But Jaden Daniels, man, he's been completing last 2 games 76% completion percentage. At least he was extremely efficient. He played in and out of structure. He was able to, again, if he had to improvise and create plays with his legs, including making some really, really good off-platform throws, he can definitely do that. But he can definitely stand in the pocket and deliver dimes. And for some reason, people were questioning his ability to not just throw throw in faith, throw in structure, to be able to kind of maneuver certain defenders. With his eyes, and his pocket presence was going to be guard. Like, all this shit, man. Like, Jaden Daniels, there's a reason why he won the Heisman. There's a reason why he was the number 2 overall pick. Like, this dude as a pocket passer is vastly underrated. And I can't believe I'm even saying that he's underrated, because if you guys actually watch the film, instead of talking all that shit about him, you would have known that Jaden Daniels is a pocket passing quarterback. Yes, of course, he's not perfect. That's the whole point of the draft. There is no perfect prospect. They all have shit that they have to work on. But Jaden Daniels, in my personal opinion, was the best pocket passing quarterback in this NFL draft class. Well, no, I'll take that back. I would say him and Michael Penix Jr. and then Jaden Daniels. I'll take that back. Michael Penix Jr. and Jaden Daniels were the 2 best pocket passing quarterbacks, in my personal opinion, in this draft class. It's just that Jaden Daniels was much better than Michael Penix in terms of making some phenomenal off-platform throws whenever he had to escape the pocket, right? There was also some criticism that he maybe bails out the pocket a little bit too much, and he bails on the pocket a little bit too much. But in terms of when you give him some actual time and you let the plays develop, my God, is this guy efficient. My God, is he accurate. And I'm glad that Jaden Daniels was able to prove a lot of doubters wrong so far this season. Now, again, it's not over. There could be some certain challenges that Jaden Daniels goes against. But for some reason, man, it seems like instead of the number 1 overall pick being the most valuable, it seems like the number 2 overall pick is considered to being a lot valuable, because last year was CJ Stroud, and this year was Jaden Daniels, and both quarterbacks had just red flags that were simply just not true about them. That a lot of people simply just had these concerns about that didn't even exist if you just watch their college tapes. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, there's no perfect prospect. Everyone wants to nitpick, and unfortunately, there's a lot of shit compared to Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels that everyone just thought, oh, well, Jaden Daniels simply doesn't deserve the number 1 overall pick. Well, I'm glad that Jaden Daniels fell to the Commanders, Hell, I wish he would have fell a little bit further so he can go. I wish he would have fell to the Minnesota Vikings. Can you imagine Jaden Daniels with the Minnesota Vikings right now? Wish he would have fell a little bit further so he could play with the Vikings. But it is what it is. But hopefully, guys, but for the most part, Cincinnati Bengals, your defense is ass. Your defense is ass, man. That's just all I kind of have to say about that. This is it. Can they get it together? Absolutely. They can get it together because they still got some really good personnel, especially in their front seven. I think the back end of their secondary is a little. They got talent. We all know they got talent back there. But Joe Burrow didn't play the perfect game, but he had a good game. Jamar Chase was definitely the best game that he had this season. I know they got T. Higgins back. But they got to figure it out. 0-3. It seems like always in September, the Bengals always have these slow starts, and then they start to pick it up. But, man, that is not an easy division to compete in. You got the Bengals. I'm sorry. You got the Steelers, elite defense, probably the best defense in the league. You got the Ravens, and then the Browns. I mean, like I said, the Browns have been sucking and shitting with Deshaun Watson, but the Browns still have a very, very good defense, right? And they still have a very good defense. And so you already know these divisional games, once you play them, are not going to be easy. We'll see what the Bengals can do, man. I mean, I still believe in Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow, but this conference is not easy to even make the playoffs in right now. So we'll see what happens. But the Commanders, man, they got a chance. They're 2-1. They got a chance to make some noise, man. And I think Jaden Daniels definitely proven a lot of the doubters wrong. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm out. Peace.